Well, I started looking up in the air since I can remember, and every time an airplane flew over, I was following it from horizon to horizon. First airplane ride I had was at about age 9 or 10. My father worked for a company, and they had an airplane, and the pilot promised my dad a ride, and he took me along. After that, in high school, I had a friend who was a little older who had a Piper Cub, a J3, and he would take me flying. So the first thing I did when I got out of high school, after getting a job, of course, was to take flying lessons. So I've been flying for about 50 years. Well, I started taking lessons in a Piper Colt. In fact, that's what I soloed in, and that's what I got my private rating in. And of course, I flew the usual Cessna 172s, flew the early Moonies, Cherokee, Piper Comanche 180s. We had an old Apache. I've had a twin Comanche. I've had I was part owner in an Aztec that was very enjoyable to fly. And as far as old airplanes, I've had a PT-22 and Waco UPF-7 that was a basket case when I bought it and was completely restored. In fact, I won runner-up, what was it, Silver Age Antique, I believe, at Oshkosh with that. So I've had several older airplanes, and I think the older airplanes are the true love, and it's because of the beauty and the lines, and there's just something nice about them. It's just satisfying to the soul. I think aviation is one of those strange things that get in certain people's blood. I don't know whether it's the exhilaration of being in the air or flying like a bird or being Peter Pan or whatever it is, but there isn't hardly any aspect of flying or aviation that I've been frustrated or unhappy with. I just am always attracted to airplanes, helicopters, hang gliders, or whatever goes up in the air. The PT-22 was a fun airplane to fly. This Stinson V-77 is a fun airplane to fly, but I think the UPF-7 was even more fun to fly. I don't think I've ever flown anything I didn't enjoy. I've got my helicopter rating, and the little R-22, Robinson R-22, that was a real kick to learn how to fly and fly. Yeah, I think there are various things that would cause someone to be attracted towards old airplanes. I think that one of the big things is the noise. It's got that Harley-Davidson sound to it. You know, people are attracted to the sound of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. And I think these old antique aircraft, the old radial engines, have a certain rhythm and beat to them that sort of stirs your inside. Also, I think that the older aircraft have a nicer lines. You know, they have a more classic airplane look to them. They were more constructed by hand and more human input. I've done a Waco that's been an award winner, and now a Stinson that's been an award winner. And I'll tell you what I enjoy about having done it. First of all, it's not the financial reward, because you're never going to be able to get the money back out of it that you put into it. You have to enjoy seeing people really appreciate the airplane. Seeing people stand back and say, wow. And it's been that way with the Waco that I rebuilt and the Stinson. Any airport I fly into to refuel, people are going to come out and say, wow, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. You know, all kinds of comments like that. And it's those little comments along the way in life that I really enjoy. And, you know, winning the awards is nice too, but that's not the big thing. I think for myself, just standing back like today and looking at this beautiful plane in the grass is reward plenty. It's just a beautiful airplane. And I'm proud to own it, and I'm proud to take care of it and be responsible for it. These old airplanes, you can find them in museums. You can go to museums and see them sit there in a static display. But that isn't quite the same as seeing them on a ramp, refueling, starting up with the smoke blowing out of the back of the aircraft, and the noise of that big round engine taking off, and seeing them fly off into the horizon. I think that's what really makes these old airplanes beautiful, the ones that are flying. In the United States, we have freedoms we really don't appreciate, and in aviation, that is very true. We can jump in our airplane, and as long as we comply with the regulations that we were taught when we learned how to fly, we can fly from here to there and pretty much anywhere in the United States. Other countries aren't quite so lucky, and I think that's why the United States has been in the forefront of offering these aviation events. So like Oshkosh is a big fly-in, Sun and Fun is a big fly-in, they have the National Biplane fly-in. Blakesburg is the antique aircraft fly-in in September, and you have to be a member in order to go there and fly in. But you'll see some of the more beautiful antique airplanes in the world there at Blakesburg. And that's really a grassroots organization where people camp out and sing together and party together and just have one great time. And all have a common interest, and that is the maintenance and preservation of beautiful antique aircraft. I've been a flight surgeon with the National Guard in Wisconsin for over 20 years. I retired here a few years back, but was able to fly helicopters with the aviators out of Madison, Wisconsin, and took care of their medical needs. I was in private practice in rural Wisconsin, delivered a lot of babies, did a lot of cesarean sections, and had the old-fashioned GP type of medical practice. I did FAA medical exams. I was an aviation medical examiner for the FAA, and so in that way I got to combine my love for aviation with my vocation. So I was truly blessed to have a combination of avocation with my vocation.